Good morning, KW 203. How is everybody? Let me see some thumbs. I need to see some waves. You can do some blow kisses, whatever you want to do. It's all good. How about some more video? Let's get these cameras on. I want to see everybody. I think you have beautiful bed hair. It looks great. Wonderful. So a little snowy morning today. I think it was a little slick, at least for those of us driving down from the northern highlands. It's kind of slippery down here in Westport. It's just starting to stick to the road a little bit. So be careful out there as we have this little bit of snow. Really can't complain about this winter so far, I must say. Danielle Lord, I love that. Who's that with you?
Thank you. That's little Jorge. He's the next realtor in the family.
Awesome. I love that. We'll have to get him a KW shirt or hat for sure.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's great. Okay, cool. Let's go jump right to our mortgage minute. Karen Mulreed, Westport Mortgage. Can they do it? Yes, they can.
Yes, we can. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you all. I wanted to give you a little overview today on what the mortgage process is like, or how you can describe it to your buyers and sellers. It always seems a little daunting. People don't do it all the time, like we do. They're not involved in that on a daily basis. So we want to make it, we want to make them feel comfortable with it. And I wanted to give you a little script and a little story about how you can describe it to make everybody feel confident. So basically you need 5 things: assets, credit, income, debt, and me. So for assets, you want to, we want to show the lender that you have the down payment, money, and money for closing. For credit, the lenders believe that if you pay your current creditors on time, you will pay them on time too. All makes sense, right? Income, you want to show that you have the income to take on the new housing payment, or the new housing payment that you're going to take on. Seems logical. And then debt, the lender wants to make sure that you have sufficient income to cover all of your debt, not just the new housing payment, but everything else that you have to pay. And then you need me to guide you through the process, to guide your buyers and sellers, especially for sellers. Now we want to make the mortgage process seem easy so that they're not afraid to take an offer from a buyer who wants, because rates are still low, or needs a mortgage. So we want to explain that to them. We're always here to be on the phone with them and to make them feel confident about the buyers that are putting offers in on their home. And we want to make the buyers feel confident and have a nice, happy, fun process shopping for homes. I mean, it should be fun. It should be exciting. We pinpoint their price point, and we all know that it's always so much better to know how much you can spend on something before you go out and spend it. So if you are looking for a home, if what you can afford is a $500,000 home or a $200,000 condo or a $3 million home, it's all the same. The process works exactly the same way for any price point. So if you have any questions, or I can help you out with your buyers or sellers, please give me a call. I'm Karen Mulreed with Westport Mortgage, where we've been your mortgage partner since 2007.
Love that. And I know it was shared in the chat. So we have your assets, your credit, your income, your debt, and Karen. I love those 5 points, Karen. Awesome. I think everybody wrote that down. So that was fantastic. Thank you for that. Okay, guys. So a few announcements. Today, 9:30, Business Builders continues with Debbie Orr. Rock on. You guys are amazing. 11:30, Command Opportunities with Joe McHugh in Joe's Zoom. If you don't know where to find that, look in your email. For Joe's email about that, so you can join that about Command Opportunities. Debbie Orr, would you comment on what we have going on at 1 o'clock, KW Connect, something very cool?
Yes, so this afternoon at 1, Jay Papasan is going to spend 30 days on a topic that sounds fascinating. It's called Going Vertical, and it's about creating limitless, ceilingless future for yourself. So Jay Papasan, co-author of all of Gary's books, 30 minutes today at 1 o'clock. You can find him on Connect. So just go to KW Connect. He's going to be the live stream at 1. And we will Zoom it through this room. So you can just go to my KW Zoom room and watch it there too.
Oh, cool. Now, Debbie, you said 30 days. I mean, I know it's a 30-minute session. Is he
30
doing this for
minutes.
30 days? Okay.
No, 30,
Okay.
just one session.
Gotcha. Okay. One session with Jay Papasan. You don't want to miss that for sure. Okay. So again, you can see that on Connect. Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that today's session is going to be longer than 30 minutes. They typically are, but today's going to be a little bit longer, so you might want to schedule an hour. And
Okay.
yes, it is recorded and it plays back in Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group.
Oh, okay, great. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, that's 1 o'clock today. 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, Ignite continues, wrapping up its second week. And then 6 o'clock, right as Ignite is ending, Dan and I, Carlos, we're going to be thrilled to have a career night. Many of you have been sending us emails about folks that you're directing to career night. That's great. And I've seen you posted all over social media. So we're expecting a full house, aren't we, Dan?
Absolutely. We got a ton of people that have been texting and emailing us asking for the information and the flyer. So you should have gotten the flyer yesterday, emailed out from Shira for those of you who still wanted it. And we look forward to seeing everybody there tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Great. And now tomorrow, guys, lunch and learn with Fabian Durango, Durango Insurance at noon. I believe it's noon. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, but I believe it's noon in this Zoom room. So yeah, so great. Look for that tomorrow. Okay, want to make an announcement. Those of you who've registered for family reunion, either in person or virtual, raise your hand. All right, I like it. Good, awesome. There's a bunch of hands, but I see a bunch without hands. All right, guys, look, you can't miss family reunion, okay? If you can't get to Orlando, understand that. You really need to sign up for virtual. It's going to be amazing. It's only $129 for learning and tips and tricks for your business that are just going to turn your business around. You can't miss it. So we're going to be doing a family reunion registration sweepstakes. Isn't that exciting? So what that means, starting this Friday and every Friday until family reunion, we're going to be looking at the people who registered for family reunion, and then we're going to pick a winner. The winner is going to get their registration paid for, and you're going to get a limited edition exclusive new KW203 t-shirt. Carlos, why don't you show us? Oh, who doesn't want that t-shirt? So again, your registration will be paid for, and you get this awesome t-shirt. Everybody will be wanting one, but you will be the one to get it. How cool is that? All right, so to get this accomplished though, guys, we need a minimum of 15 registrations a week. Only 15. There's almost 600 of us, so only 15 a week. Once we hit 15, we'll be pulling that winner. You've got to register for family reunion. Who's going to register? Who hasn't? Let me see. All right, I love it. Great,
All right,
great.
important thing to note, when
Yes.
you register, you have to put the market center number in for your registration.
Yes,
All right.
and that would be what, Dan?
471 for Ridgefield and 612 for Stanford.
Yeah.
If you don't put the market center number in, we don't know that you've registered. All right. So that's the only way that we know that you've registered and can enter you in for the sweepstakes.
Great. Yeah, important point. So that's exciting news. Very excited about that. Okay, let's move on to our spotlight. We're going to be talking about appraisal challenges in this interesting market. Ariane O'Donnell, tell us from your perspective what that's all about and what's going on.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm excited to be talking to you today. I put my contact information in the chat for you, so feel free to contact me anytime with any of your legal questions. And so I know it sounds funny to be talking about appraisals, but from a legal point of view, it does come up. So, you know, the appraisers only base their evaluation on actual recorded sales on the land records. So with the market being crazy at different points, the prices haven't caught up to what sellers and buyers are willing to spend or pay or do for their property. So when that happens, when the appraisal comes in lower than the purchase price, what do we do? Well, there are four options. One is to accept it. So the lender will only give a loan amount percentage that you're borrowing based on the contract price or the appraisal price, whichever is lower. So if it's lower by a couple of thousand or something to that effect, then buyer most likely will be just willing just to go ahead and accept it and absorb the difference and come up with that at closing. There's also settle somewhere in the middle. I've seen this a lot in creative offers that you've all been putting out there. That's been happening in this past year, where the buyer will agree to pay up to X amount more than the appraisal price. So I've been seeing that the purchase price is 500,000, but if it comes in, let's say at 490, the buyer was willing to absorb $10,000 which is coming out of their pocket, and they're willing to do that as part of the transaction. So that's been some creative offers that I have been seeing out there. The next option is to renegotiate to the sale price. Well, the seller may not necessarily want to do that. They may have multiple bids back, ready to go, or cash offers who don't care what the appraisal value is. So that could not necessarily work. Back in when it was a buyer's market, that would work a lot more. But right now it's a little harder to just accept this, because an appraisal is an opinion of one person. So it's sometimes people think they get it right and some people think they get it wrong. And the last option is to just walk away. There's the mortgage contingency. If you have that, if you don't have a mortgage contingency, you don't have the option to walk away. But if you do have a mortgage contingency, that is an option. However, you do need to be careful with that as well, because sometimes it is considered that you've satisfied your mortgage contingency if you are still able to purchase the property, that you have enough assets sufficient to purchase it, regardless of what the lower appraised price is. So it's a little bit of a trickier one, and there's been a lot of different thought processes among attorneys in when it comes to that. Sometimes they'll just know that the appraisal is part of the mortgage, and if it doesn't appraise, then the buyer walks away. But there are times when, if you can't get a denial letter from your lender, which is part of the mortgage contingency withdrawal process, if you can't get that because the lender has assessed that, sure, it's 10,000 less, but you have the 10,000, so therefore you still can get the loan, that is a problem for withdrawing under the mortgage contingency. So those are the appraisal fund issues that could come up from time to time.
Yeah, it's a very interesting dynamic market we're in right now. Kind of a slippery slope when you're waiving that mortgage contingency. Must beware, buyer beware, what that really means, right? Ariana?
Yes, that's correct. And that is something that we do explain during the contract process. But there, it's a very interesting time frame. Always fun.
Totally. So we have a minute and a half. I mean, anybody have any questions for Ariane or experiences that you've had that you'd like to share regarding this? Nope. Cool. You did a great job, Ariane, as always. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys.
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, Debbie.
So I just had an appraisal done, and we came in, the appraisal came in 15,000 more than the purchase price. The seller doesn't want to reduce it. We're trying to get them to do the contract, but because the buyer putting down 100,000, they're getting the loan anyways. So I don't know what we can do to make it. They can't be denied because the amount of money they're putting down. So what options do we have here?
So it's 15,000 under the purchase price.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're putting down 100,000, so they qualify. And can't get a withdrawal letter. Now, it is a requirement under the withdrawal of mortgage contingency to provide a withdrawal letter. But I'd say about 60% of the time, we don't necessarily get it. So you could certainly still try to withdraw under the mortgage contingency and see what resistance you have. But if there is resistance, there isn't going to be a lot of options available. because they are qualified and able to do it and can get their loan. So it's a difficult situation. And as KW is saying, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're overpaying for the property. As I was saying, the prices haven't caught up because the closings haven't been done to be recorded on the land records to support the price. So, you don't want the person.
Listing agent is telling me we don't have no mortgage contingency. I have to double check and make sure, but we're fighting back and forth because I'm trying for them to reduce it. I said, let's go half and half, 7,500, 7,500.
Yeah.
So
that's good to try and negotiate it. And then maybe there's another way out of the contract. I don't know if it's a condo, for instance.
yeah, it is a condo.
Has the resale package come yet?
Yeah.
Is it still within the time frame of the resale package, the 5 business days?
No, we passed the time.
Okay, so that's another option for everyone to be able to withdraw under something.
My buyers want the place. They want the place. They don't, so it's coming down to the why now.
Yeah, so Debbie, why don't we get you to connect with Ariane and you guys can kind of strategize the best way to do this. But I think there's probably a way around this somehow, right, Ariane?
Yes, there's always things to try to work it out. And hopefully it's just the other side's in a working mood.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right, well, good luck with that, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ariane. See you guys later. Have a great day. Be safe out there in the snow. Bye.